And we are back. The final chapter of the three-part saga that was Marvel Monday now comes in with the 21-22 Marvel Annual, reflecting on a dynamic year in Marvel Comics. One premium insert per pack on average. 5 cards per pack, 6 packs per blaster. And I can't recall if I've seen a lot of these open, but here's the odds for a bunch of things. We're going to have fun because they look good. These look really, really good. And I am really excited to get into it. So without further ado, whoops, almost knocked the universe over. Okay, now without further ado, we're going to get into this box and end the 3 days of Marvel Mania. And let's see what amazing things we have. We have empty blaster on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 premium insert per pack. So let's just get right in and see what we can find. Here we go. All right. So, all right. Now, another full disclosure because I'm, like that. Comic people, let me know because I got nothing. Aaron Fisher, probably on a lot of these. Aaron Fisher's being abused as a child for being gay. Fisher escaped and lived on the streets. He adopted his own shield and Captain America uniform after he was kidnapped by the Roxxon Corporation. Interesting. Unfamiliar with him. All right, next we've got some. Ooh, this is going to be good. We've got some. It says variant, and it's a very, as opposed to this, which is a very glossy feel. This has more of a canvas feel to it. But Cersei turns a watchful eye to some of her fellow Eternals. She was suspicious that one of them was responsible for the return of the dangerous Thanos, as Eternals knew full well the dead could be revived. This is a really cool-looking insert, and I like how it says variant on it. But this, here we go, back to old school. Hopefully you're getting a little bit of this. This is one of these Splash-taculars, and I'm going to reach for the box, so hang on a second. What were the odds? Splash-tacular. Where are you? Splash-tacular 1 in 35. All right, so there you go. Busted the odds, and it's Rogue. And for all those interested, the woman who voiced Rogue in the X-Men cartoon show in the 90s is not anymore, but she used to be a member of Parliament in Canada and actually was a very good autograph signer. We got us a little, right there, a blue variant of Purple Man. That's ironic. A blue Purple Man. The Purple Man was thought to be, that's right. I was like, why does that sound familiar? Jessica Jones' daughter turned up with the purple skin, which prompted questions as to whether or not he had survived. I was going to say, I remember that. Oops, you're upside down. I apologize. And I'm going to assume this is the base. Ooh, that's a cool looking one. And again, these might go out for TTMs if I can figure out who the artist is. Does it say who the artist is? It does not. But that will not deter us. But we got two base variant, a Splash-tacular, and that was the first pack. I can tell that was a little heavier, so into pack number 2, and I'm really enjoying this. Here we go. Always was a big fan of the villains. Here's Thanos. You go, ooh, that is a pretty, pretty, pretty Moon Knight. Oh, pretty. What do we got? Annual Impact, Steve Rogers. Here's Cap right there. Nice looking insert. Most folks need a day off after being possessed by a god. Well, I guess it depends on which god. That's a beautiful looking card. We got us another blue of Chase. Who is Chase? Yoop. Chase Snyder, Teenage Runaways, Mancha. That one escapes me, but always happy to have a blue and Onslaught. Ooh. Who is Onslaught? Yeah, that looks cool. Created by the dark metal aspects on Magneto and Charles Xavier. Ooh. Note to self. Look up Onslaught. Because that's an interesting pairing. Pack number 3, the halfway point. In we go. There we go. One of the cool villains. Period. Doc Ock. Big fan of Doc Ock. Yelena Belova, I guess on this canvas variant. We got us another blue of Hazar. Is he one of Hazar, the Ebony Blade? No. Not what I was thinking, and I just blanked on what I was thinking. We got Echo and yeah, baby, Cap. Man, we got some good base cards, and we're halfway through some killer inserts. This is absolutely a fun set. This is what I hoped this set would be when I picked it up way back when. Icarus, Anoli. Ooh, hello. Number 1 spot, Spider-Man Life Story Annual 1. That is pretty. I like you. What are you on the back? So number 1 spot is an insert. J. Jonah Jameson turned Mac Gargan into the Scorpion in order to hunt down Spider-Man. Facing jail time, Gargan talked to the police, and Captain George Stacy made sure Jameson went to jail for his involvement. Man, that is a sweet-looking insert. Another blue of Blade. Now that's... I like Blade. I remember years ago when I was in college, I hadn't seen the first... and Spider-Woman right there. Put her up there. I hadn't seen the first Blade, and I was unfamiliar with it. So a bunch of buddies of mine went to the theater along with me to see Blade 2. And it began with Wesley Snipes saying the word vampires. And I remember audibly, out loud saying, this movie's about vampires? That went over like a fart in church. Trinary, hello. What are you? You're thicker. It's a silver of Hercules. Is silver numbered? Silver is not numbered, but silver is beautiful. Love it. We're getting all kinds of good stuff. Another blue. Miles Morales. Nice. I like the Miles Morales stuff I've been seeing. Phyla-Vell and Wolvie to wrap up the base. Last pack, and then we're going to do a lot of insert recapping because this was a blast of a blaster. We start off with Carolina Dean, Cinch. Here we go. Humble Beginnings. I think that was actually one of the ones on the... Oh, I should have just kept it on the table. Yeah, look at that. We pulled the cover card. Or one of the cover cards. Nice. I call that a victory. It's a beautiful looking card. After young Peter Parker lost both his parents in a plane crash, he went to live with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben. He excelled at book learning as a student at Midtown High School and learned a great deal from the tragic death of his uncle. Beautiful looking insert. We got us a blue Scream. Love that. And our final base, Franklin Richards. I am unfamiliar with who that is. The son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Okay, well, there you go. That's going to do it for the, whatever this was, the Marvel Annual 21-22. Got some cards I really like. We got Spider-Woman, Cap, Doc Ock, Thanos, Wolvie. But man, did the inserts treat us well. I do have to say, we got a bunch of blues. So I'm going to assume it's probably like maybe Topps Gypsy Queen. Everyone has like a color insert, but either way, they are beautiful and some good characters. Blade, Miles Morales, Purple Man, a few people I'm sadly unfamiliar with. We got the Humble Beginnings of Spider-Man, the Silver of Hercules, I like that one. The number 1 spot of Spider-Man, Annual Impact of Cap, Steve Rogers, a pair of, I'm going to say probably some sort of matte or canvas variants, Yelena Belova and Cersei, but I think my favorite may be this Splashtacular featuring Rogue right up front there. Let's see, X-Men number 2, Earth was targeted with an annihilation wave, so Game World? Who are they? I don't know. Must look into it. Could take wagers and profit from the planet's fate, but they didn't count on the X-Men coming to annihilate all enemies. At the epicenter of the threat, the small town of Iola, Kansas. I wonder, Game World, was that Arcade? Was that Mojo? No, that was Mojoverse. I don't know. Either way, this one, all three were fun. This one I think was my favorite. I'm glad I saved it for last because, I mean, come on. This is like the old school stuff that we saw back in the day. Then they kind of got all fancy and it just didn't work. But there's something to be said about just the old school kind of old sport flicks one. So that has to be my favorite of this one. Please let me know down below what you thought, if you enjoyed it. And Hope all is well. We'll catch you next time, everyone.